Today, we are diving deep into our own internal programming. We're going to talk about two fundamental upgrades that can shift not just how you see the world, but the actual reality you experience. So let's go ahead and open up the command line on our own consciousness and see what's really running in the background.
But first, let me ask you something. How much of your day, your reactions, your choices is really under your conscious control? You ever get that feeling that you're just running on some kind of pre-written script? Almost like you're on an autopilot that, let's be honest, you don't even remember installing?
So the way we're going to look at this today is through a really powerful metaphor, thinking of our mind as an operating system. And you know, just like any OS, it can get all cluttered up with old files, bugs, even malware that just makes it run, well, terribly. But here's the good news. It can be upgraded.
Now, what's so fascinating here is that the first big upgrade, it's not about adding a bunch of fancy new apps or features. Nope, it's all about a deep, systematic cleanup. It's about debugging the code you already have until it runs absolutely perfectly. This is what we're calling Level 2 System Purification.
This stage is known as the stainless ground. Think of it like creating a totally clean partition on your hard drive. The whole point is to shift from being driven by these unpredictable, messy whims of emotion to operating from a stable, solid mental platform. Because really, only a clean system can handle the kind of processing power that's needed for real wisdom.
So how do you actually run this purification program? Well, it all comes down to three core pillars. First, you purify your actions, so you stop planting the seeds of future problems for yourself. Second, you purify your speech, so you stop corrupting your own social network. And third, you purify your thought, to get rid of all those internal bugs that distort how you see everything.
And this, right here, brings us to the most critical piece of this first upgrade, your behavior. It isn't just about being a good or bad person. No, according to this way of thinking, your actions are the literal code that generates your reality. A clean behavioral system, it actually renders a higher quality world for you to live in.
So once you complete this Level 2 upgrade, you've achieved something pretty incredible, a life that actually feels controllable, stable, predictable. And you're not just managing yourself anymore. You're becoming a positive, organizing force in your entire environment. But just when you think you've debugged the whole system, something else happens.
You run smack into the ultimate system error, a fundamental glitch that's not in your code but in the very nature of reality itself. And your perfectly purified system suddenly confronts a truth so destabilizing, it risks a total and complete crash. This is that moment of crisis. It's the sudden, gut-wrenching realization that everything you've worked so hard for, everything you've built, your career, your relationships, even your own identity, it's all just a temporary structure. It's all destined to change and eventually disappear.
This system crash forces the next major upgrade. And listen, this isn't just a patch or a little cleanup job. This is a complete cognitive reboot. It's like wiping the entire hard drive clean and installing a brand new, radically different operating system from the ground up.
And the difference between these two systems, wow, it's night and day. The default OS, the one we all start with, it's programmed to chase status and possessions, to run away from pain, and it operates on the basic assumption that the world is solid and real. The new Awakened OS, it has a totally different prime directive: seek ultimate truth. It uses all experience, even the painful stuff, as data for insight, and it recognizes the world for what it is, fundamentally unstable and illusory. And once this new system is up and running, something pretty amazing starts to happen. These advanced abilities, like unshakable focus and profound insight, they aren't things you have to struggle and grind to get. They just emerge naturally. It's like how faster processing speeds are just a natural byproduct of a clean, optimized OS. So the result of this third-level upgrade is a complete flip of the script on your relationship with reality. You're no longer just a passive program being run by the world's random inputs. You become an aware user who can actually see the code, understand the system, and begin to operate beyond its old limitations. Okay, so this all sounds incredibly profound, right? But what does it actually look like in our daily lives? How do we take this high-level system architecture and turn it into something we can actually do? Well, we've got a pretty clear maintenance checklist. It starts with your outputs, you run a daily diagnostic on your actions, and you apply a simple three-part filter to everything you say. Is it true? Is it beneficial? Is it kind? Then you manage your inputs.
control the desires you're feeding your system, and watch your emotional triggers like a programmer hunting for error codes. And finally, you upgrade your core processing. Actively find and correct your own cognitive distortions, practice observing impermanence to get comfortable with reality's glitchy nature, reduce your attachment to user profiles like your identity and relationships, and always, always prioritize learning over simple entertainment.
And all of this leaves us with one final, powerful question to ask ourselves. You could call it the ultimate self-check for our own operating system. With every single choice you make today, every line of code you write with your actions and your thoughts, are you just reinforcing the old buggy program that keeps you stuck in the same loop? Or are you actively installing the upgrade, the one that leads to awakening?